Good day, fellow Nigerians. My name is Daniel Boriden. I am not under any obligation to come out and make any press statements, but I am doing this out of passion. I'm also doing it because I was trained by this country and I wasn't trained to keep quiet. It's unfortunate that I do not have the opportunity to display my expertise. Nigeria has a national authority on Biological and Chemical Weapons Convention, an office under the President, and I have been trained by that office internationally in collaboration with the Organization for the Prohibition of Chemical Weapons. I've been trained in Israel, I've been trained in US, Chicago on nuclear security, I've been trained in Czech Republic, I've been trained in Serbia, I've been trained in Switzerland 3 times consecutively, I've been trained in Mozambique, I've been trained in South Africa, all on protection and assistance, detection and monitoring of nuclear, biological, and chemical warfare agents. I speak as an authority because I know what this is all about. One of the instructions that we were given during our training was that we do not allow doctors to be the first responders in incident cases. And that is the mistake that Nigerians have made, and that's why we are losing doctors all over the world. Doctors thought it was an issue they can just rush in and handle. This is not malaria, this is not cholera, this is not a headache. This is an issue that is most likely categorized as having all the characteristics to be grouped as a biological weapon, even though it has not been confirmed, and should be treated as so. In as much as a pandemic, the first responders are supposed to move in there, which we have the expertise in this country. But what normally happens is that experts are not respected, and that's why we are where we are today. The first thing that was supposed to be done would have been that the experts would have gone in to ascertain what it is before doctors really come in to start offering assistance. When an issue has to do with respiratory droplets, respiratory tract, the first thing that is supposed to be considered is to cover the respiratory tract. As simple as that. Anyone that is infected by the coronavirus has the tendency of discharging the virus through his nose and his mouth during speaking, during sneezing, during coughing, during a loud laugh. During speaking, the virus travels, or the droplet travels about a meter and drops. During coughing, it travels up to 10 meters, or a loud laugh, it travels beyond 10 meters. And it stays in the air for several hours. Whatever stays in the air for several hours should be treated as an airborne disease, even though after some time it drops on surfaces and remains there for several days. When it is on surfaces for several days, anyone that touches the surface gets his hands contaminated and invariably infects himself. So such issues should be treated as a weapon that has been designed for that purpose. When designing weapons of mass destruction, those that design it take a lot of parameters into consideration. They take a lot of bridges into consideration that they will be able to bypass to hit their target. So when we are also fighting against such things, we have to be very, very careful. Most especially, we do not allow doctors to go in, because the target is doctor. When we do not have doctors, then there will be no healthcare, there will be no cure, there will be no protection. So I'm so disappointed that this information was not sent around. Perhaps the frontliners were not informed until now. I want to re-emphasize that self-isolation, the quarantine, the social distancing, the lockdown is of no consequence, is of no positive produce, except the face mask and the glove are employed. If we neglect the use of the face mask, we neglect the use of the glove, we are joking. The result will not be significant. I strictly advise that the government of this country should emphasize that every governor should make provision for face mask and the glove. When we had the HIV pandemic, the only way and the best way was abstinence. But there was a plan B, the condom. If you could not abstain, you use condom. It's just like this one. If you can't lock everybody indoors. No matter how you lock them indoors, they will find a way out. Now, there should be a thought. If these people go out, how do they prevent themselves? How do they protect themselves? I'm not saying the lockdown is wrong. It is okay. But hasn't really produced the required result. We have seen markets still going on. A lot of people are moving around. If the government had emphasized on the use of the face mask, even though people escape their houses and move around, they will be on face masks and they will be with their gloves. My issue is that everybody should be enlightened. Everybody should be educated on the use of the face mask, even if it is be at gunpoint. When the Spanish flu came in 1918, people were on face masks at gunpoint. The world population was 1.5 billion. In less than a week, 25 million deaths were recorded, and the government had to discover that the face mask was the solution, and people were forced to wear face masks at gunpoint. At the end, a total of about 50 million people died, but the virus was arrested. What I want to say now is that this issue is not beyond control. All what we need now is everybody should be on face masks, everybody should be on gloves. If you do that, I'm not saying that the face mask will prevent you from contacting the infection, but it will prevent those that are already infected from spreading the droplets that contains the virus. The glove will prevent your hands from being contaminated. And if that happens, there's no how you can be infected. As simple as that. If we will do this, then we are going to arrest the virus in little or no time. Now, the quarantine period or the lockdown period was supposed to be 1 month by recommendation. Even if it was 3 weeks, it was okay. 2 weeks is minimum. After 2 weeks, we should be expecting positive cases to start manifesting. So the fact that positive cases are manifesting after 2 weeks shouldn't make governors to become panic. They shouldn't start panicking. Start feeling that something serious has happened. At least that was all we expected. You keep people for 2 weeks, the incubation period, and after 2 weeks, you should expect the result to start coming up. And another 1 week should be used in reaping the positive cases. Another 1 week should be used in monitoring to see if there are going to be more positive cases. And after 1 month, the lockdown should be lifted, and everybody continues to be on the face mask with their glove until there is no positive case recorded. All supermarkets are to have a decontamination station where they decontaminate every material that is bought from the supermarket. Everybody should also be advised not to go out with their phones. Going out with your phone means going out, contaminate your phones, sanitize your hands, and come back to pick those phones that have been contaminated inside your house. And you go out to gather these viruses outside and bring them into your innocent children in the house. So we normally advise people in these kind of situations that you do not go out with your phones, do not take materials outside that you will not be able to decontaminate them when you are coming inside. Most likely when you go out and then you come out, go behind the house and pull off your clothes and put them into a disinfectant. And that's how to keep yourself free from this virus. If you can do this for 1 month before you know what's happening, the rate will reduce and the virus will naturally disappear from the face of the earth. Thank you so much for your attention.